Nigerian budgeting process is riddled with a lot of problems. A lot of problems in terms of the fact that our budgetary process is not participatory, it is not citizens focused, and it has a lot of problems. Problems in the sense that proper needs assessment are not done, and also because we have weak institutions, then legislators can even put things that are called, their constituency projects into even agencies that, doesn't have even the mandate or the capacity to oversee the implementation. So if you take countries where their budgeting processes are more participatory and more result-oriented, like Rwanda and so on, you find out that the budgeting process starts from the local level to the subnational and to the national. So everything is fed into the system. So even the constituency project, it shouldn't be when the executive has submitted the budget, then you now add that on. No, it should have come with the executive budget in the first instance.
In other words, you would have been able to convince the executive to take it on board.
Yes, then it should actually be to those agencies that have those mandates, because how can you have transformers in Ministry of Agriculture? You understand? I'm just giving an example. How can you have building of a polytechnic in maybe a research institute that does not have anything to do with a polytechnic, not a Ministry of Education, and it is not even the Ministry of Works that is handling it? So it's riddled with a lot of issues. And also, when you talk about the constituency projects, it should be equal amount for everybody, because this is looking like, if it is not, because I wouldn't say I'm reading the minds of people or the our legislators, it can also be a way of staying in power in perpetuity. Because if you're having 1 billion and I am having 100 million or 5 million, your impact will be felt more in your constituency than me. So people will always, that means you have, and funny enough, some years, about four years ago, we were implementing a project as Action Aid on scrapping corruption, and we worked with ICPC to track many of these projects. We came across a whole lot. Monies were recovered, over 200 billion, and you find motorcycles that were parked, that were not giving out, machineries, including ambulance. You understand? And what also happens is this, because it is riddled with a lot of secrecy, we don't know where to track from, we don't have information. Then at times, it is looking like some senators and House of Rep people also keep these things. So towards the elections, they rebrand and use as their own. So a lot of things are happening. We cannot run away from the truth, but the truth is that our budget process is not participatory. There is no needs assessment. There is no, people are, the citizens don't own it. And for us, it is the waste of our commonwealth in terms of how we do all these things. And from analysis that have been ongoing and conversations, you find out that these projects are likely not to be implemented. You hear the former president Obasanjo also say most times it's riddled with corruption, they don't implement, and so on. He said it, and that's the truth, because at times you find that maybe 30% is implemented out of the whole deal. Some ways, some odd pocket it, and some ways it is even the same legislators that their companies are awarded the contract indirect, a lot of things. So the thing is this: at this time in our nation where we are struggling with economic hardship and living crisis, the budget process needs to be more transparent. The budget process, we need to have value for money, for investment. You would have heard the number of boreholes and people doing analysis of how much it was in terms of the amount. It's crazy. We shouldn't be in hunger crisis as a country. You know, if it is value for money, you will see cost being cut down. You know, but I don't know. The budget process is elitist. Nigerian state has been captured by the elites. So the concerns of citizens, you see the palliative sharing, how people are losing their lives, how things are done shabbily and so on, including the elite capture even in the system and so on. So a lot of work needs to be done.
Thank you.